So hello guys, welcome to my channel or our channel. My name is S or Grace Hughes right now, or S work. Um, Thank you, welcome, and make sure to subscribe. What you want to be in the video? No. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. Well, I don't know where to begin because this is a story I have been holding on to for a long time, for the longest time, because um, it had a great impact in my life, and also it is to me it was like part of my life that I was scared to share because it was embarrassing to say the least. um, but what? I think it's about time I shared my story, and like maybe it will help someone or some people out there who are going through that situation right now, or will find themselves in the same situation or were in the same situation. Anyways, some people have told me not to share my story because, well, they don't know. I'm not told a lot of people. Only my husband knows, and who else? My sister, I guess. But um, I posted on my TikTok and said that I was going to share a personal story, and yeah, uh-huh, yeah. Some people told me not to share my story if it's too personal. They're like, Nalani, go play from there. They told me some stories or some stories are best to die with or kept to yourself until you die with it. But if I share it, maybe it will help someone out there. So I guess it's time. I mean, I've always wanted to share this story, but it's been a hard story to tell or to share. But here I am today, sitting down in my pajamas, oh, ready to share. So this was back in 20. It started in 2019. Um, I was living with my parents in Bungoma, and then I left home and I went to Nairobi. I was like, I'm going to look for a job. I want to like start a life, you know, blah 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 blah. So I left my parents' house without telling them. I told them after I was in Nairobi. I moved in with a friend of mine, Daisy. Like, I know she might watch this video, so hi. I lived with her. She was pregnant at that time. It was nice. Anyways, it's just I don't know. As I was looking for a job, so I met someone online, not like on a dating site or anything. It's just like someone that I was making friends, like on social media. And I told him my situation. I was like, I'm just looking for a job and stuff. He was like an Arab guy, yeah. Thanks to him, he didn't. He wasn't a bad person. He was a good person. He was a good friend. We had not met like physically or personally, but Nalani, come sit here for a minute. Just want to make sure that I'm in the frame before have to start all over again. Come sit here.
Okay, I can stop. I want to say my bad.
Sit here.
Okay. You want to say about for me?
So hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Delani.
How old are you?
I don't know.
You don't know how old you are?
I'm 4.
Yeah, you're turning 4. Good job. Okay, say bye.
Bye.
Okay, go play with your sister.
I'm just going to go right now.
Okay, so I think the frame is good. I don't know about the lighting. I'm not sure about the lighting. but I hope it works out. Anyways, so this guy recommended me to a construction company. It was a Chinese company called Evic. They were doing construction, building apartments and stuff. So he recommended me there, and he said I took over his job, his old job there. He was working in the office as an engineer, or so he. I didn't do the engineering part, but he also did like a bunch of office work and a bunch of like, I would say, just office work like secretary and stuff. I will do those ones. Um, anyways, I started working with a Chinese company. I had a 6 month contract. I learned a few Chinese words. My boss was fun. Well, his name was Fun as well. He will teach me. He was I don't know. Okay. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me well. My kids are making a lot of noise. Anyway, so everything was going so good. They were paying me a very good amount of salary. They were paying me like around 31,000 per month. Remember, I had not worked before. This was just stop screaming.
I'm not screaming.
This was just like, oh my god, a recommendation. So I worked there for 6 months, and then I got myself a nice I moved to a bed sitter, and then I moved to a 1 bedroom. I bought myself couch. I was doing so good. I started like another. I opened a store. I used to live in Ruaka. That's where like they were building those apartments. Um, it was called. They were working with site. What was it called? Cyclo. Cyton. Cyton. Yeah. Anyways, so around this time where my contract was about to end, it was around August, September there. I met this friend where I opened my store. I had a store. I had someone employed over there, and then I was working as well. I mean everything was like going so smoothly, so good for me. I was like coming up really good. But then I met this girl. She was working at an M-Pesa. She was an M-Pesa agent girl working for someone. And then at this time, when I met her, we started making friends. You know how like you go to Lalani, go play from that side. You're making noise. So you know how you go to M-Pesa like every time, because I had a store there. I'll go to her M-Pesa every time to like get loose money or like withdraw or deposit. So we made friends. We laugh a lot. And then one time we were like, oh, can we go out? One time she had an issue, so I let her come stay with me. That was a mistake. So when I let her come stay with me, I thought she was like in just some trouble. She was living at home, and then she had to come live with me because I don't know why. So we went out a couple times. Then the next time she invited me to, because most of the time when we went out, it was me asking her or planning with her, let's go out, to have fun, let's go party. Well, so this time she invited me. We went to town. She was like, oh, this I'm going to meet my person. Sugar. Okay. I'm going to meet this person. He's like an older person. Sinyi mnajua tumasponyo. Wanaitwanga sijui destiny whatever. Older people than your father's age mates. Masponyo. Sponsors or whatever they call them, sugar daddies or whatever. So like, would you like to come with me? I'm like, I don't think so. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, you're just coming with me, like for to keep me company, like because like he will be with his friend." So I was like, "Oh okay, cool." I was like, if it's like I'm not going to like interact with someone I don't want to interact with. She was like, "Yeah, it's fine." So we got there. Now this is where the story starts. We get there. It was this guy. He was older. He was married and had other chicks. Um, Me, my friend, and then like this guy was pending. He was like getting like he was getting us shots. He bought like 2 or 3 mizingas, like the bottles. Anyways, so his friend comes along, but he was like, "Yeah, my workmate is coming. His name is Brayo. His name is Brian and blah blah blah." So you know how mabrayo wanakuanga, so unajua vile mabrayo wanakuanga. Anyway, Bra akakuja. Tulikuwa this place in Nairobi. I don't know I forgot the name. 60 I don't know if it's 64 or something. Like I forgot the name. It's been a long time, guys. Anyways, he comes upstairs, we are partying, and then the guy like he tried like to talk to me or like, he was okay, he was cute. He was young, around my age, so it wasn't bad. It wasn't like the same age as the sponsor. My friend's uh man or old man. So I was like, I was still having fun. I was not like drunk or tipsy. I was still like drinking, having fun. But he was like trying to like be aggressive with it, knowing each other. So I was like, just relax, let's have fun, blah blah. He got mad. He's like, oh yeah, he's telling this guy, let's call him Matthew. His name is around there, almost like that. He was like, oh Matthew, I'm going, so I can't, I have somewhere else to go. Where? Alikuwa anarudi nyumbani juu amekasirika. Let me tell you something. This guy, after I tell you the story, you will understand why he was doing that. Like it was just a manipulation tactic, thinking that we'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, just come back," blah 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 blah. I did not care. Well, like yeah, just let him go. Like we can have fun, all the three of us. Just let him go. And after that, I was planning to go back home. I always kept like extra cash for like to take an Uber back home. Anyways, so this guy went downstairs, so thinking we will follow him, asking or begging him to come back to party. No one did. He stayed down at the front, like waiting for his friend, like or wherever. No one cared. So he came back upstairs. I was like, well, I just decided to come back and maybe hang out. Anyways, so after like I said before, this guy, the Matthew, he was like buying a bunch of drinks, a bunch of shots. So we drank a lot of mixed alcohol. We mixed every kind of alcohol, like from whiskey, tequila, vodka. We took a lot of shots, cream, and we were mixing everything. So we got really, really drunk, but we were still having fun. We're not like completely gone. So we were like, let's finish this thing like from home. We still had like a bunch of drinks like left. So the guy offered his house. He's like, yeah, let's go to my house. I'm like, why? So not the old guy, the Brayo guy. So at this time I didn't know the Matthew guy was the old sponsor for my friend was married. That's why he didn't want to go to his place. He was like, yeah, let's go to Brian's place. So yeah, we went to Brian's place to finish the drinks, to finish partying and stuff. Where? Sema could drive. Wali drive. It took a long time to get there. I was like, where are we going? We went to Syokimau. Can you imagine how far that is from town, especially when you're drunk? So we get there. No one was driving, thankfully. I think Matthew was driving, but yeah, Matthew was driving. But he wasn't like he was a very good like drunk. He wouldn't get like very very drunk. The other guy, the Brayo guy, oh my god. People who know me will tell you this, or who know me in that situation or at that point with that guy, they'll tell you he will drink, he will get drunk like very fast and very badly. very badly. He would stagger. Let me tell you something. I'll get drunk, but I'll not stagger. That's that's one thing about me. When I used to drink, I will get like super drunk, but never, you know. Anyways, we get to this place. We're having fun. So like now we're like vibing, right? We played music. We drank the whole night. Fell asleep. I fell asleep on the couch, obviously. My friend, who we stopped being friends in that place. Actually, it will come up. She slept in one room with the guy. Brayo guy left, went to his room. I slept on the couch. Okay. So the next day, we were supposed to go back home. We did not. In the morning, they wake up ordering more alcohol. Oh my god. So you wake up, no breakfast, you wake up with alcohol. Kutoa lock. Whenever you say kutoa lock, when you do that, you will never stop. You're just starting all over again. And remember, we were just drinking, no eating. We'll eat a few snacks, but not really food. Anyways, so we drank the whole day again. They invited more friends over. So we stayed there for 2 more days because like we were just like we wake up hangover, you start drinking, you wake up to drinking, you can't go anywhere because you're drunk. So we stayed we stayed there for 2 days. We had to go back home to get a change of clothes and stuff. And then the next day we were invited again with the same people. So me and Bayo started vibing, started like hitting on he started hitting on me and stuff. So we started becoming like a thing. And then because my like I said before, my contract with my job was ending. It was a 6 month contract. So I couldn't focus on my. Remember I told you I opened a shop. It was a cereal shop, and it was doing good at first, like. But because I was not focused on that, and my contract ended now, we kept on partying and partying, and now we didn't even like go home at all. We just stayed in this place drinking every day. It was like an everyday thing. Every day of every like I'm telling you, every day of every week we will drink from morning to evening. We will eat something small morning to evening. We will wake up drinking, go to sleep drinking. Like it was bad. It was really bad. And this man will go to his wife in the morning or to work and come back. So at this point, as you can see, I'm not focusing on my work and stuff. So my business started going bad, and then because we were drinking a lot, I used a bunch of my savings for getting more drinks and partying with friends. We kept having like a lot of people coming over every day. So I couldn't pay my own rent back at home, so I had to close that to move my things, give away some. So now I was officially homeless, not homeless, but I was staying with this guy, the Brian. Now we were dating. This was like a month after, or 2 months after. Now we are dating. It was now in 2020, and Corona had started. So while we were having these parties, and remember with Corona we couldn't go out drinking, so we had a lot of house parties. So this is when everything started going down, 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 down. Hey, go down in the DM. So I couldn't go. I didn't have a place to go. I was staying with this guy. We were okay, but because we were drinking every time, we were never sober, like at all. We will be sober when we wake up, but hungover. And then after like 2 hours, we start drinking all over again. We had a lot of friends who were just there for drinking and stuff. I ran out of money. I was living with this guy, and then one time we were having this party, and I don't know what happened, but a friend of a namesake of mine, her name was Grace. She got too drunk. She went to like take a nap, and she was dating. At this time, my friend that me and her met, Brian, they broke up with the old Muse, and now the old Muse had another one called Grace that remember now I'm living in this house, so I couldn't live. I didn't have my own house to go to. This my friend, she was living with me. She went to live with some other man. I don't know where she finds this man. She went to live with some other man. So this old Muse, the Matthew, had another girl called Grace. So he left, went to his wife. He left her there. I was like, watch over her. I was like, yeah, cool, because she was drunk, and she was also like a very good girl, a very good. She was very friendly. So I was worried because there was too many people in the house. I was trying to we locked her room so she can sleep. We slept in the same room with her, so we locked it so she can sleep while we were partying. And then someone went to the room, I don't know who, and I followed them. I'm like, just let her sleep. Let her get some rest, because like whenever you guys anyone is sleeping, you just know like they're too drunk, let them sleep. And then Brio comes out of nowhere and like slaps me across the face so hard. And everyone was like, no, that is not cool. And at this moment, I'm like, what? I was like so in shock. You know, like how you drank, but you're just in shock. I'm like, what just happened? So, um, I was so shocked. I was like, I'm leaving. There's no way. I'm trying to help out a friend. You just come out of nowhere thinking I'm arguing with someone or like whatever, and then you just hit me. So I packed a few of my. I didn't even know where I was going. I was just going to leave and know from outside where I'll be. So friend Grace wakes up because of the chaos. Everyone is like, no, bro, this is not good. Like they're trying to like, even the men were like, no, you can't do that. That is not like cool. They were like, it was just chaos because I was like in shock. I was like packing my stuff. I was like, no, you can't go anywhere. Where are you going? Blah blah blah. So Grace wakes up. She comes out with me. She calls me down. She's like, just chill out. You can't. It's late right now. Where are you going to sleep? I'm like, on the road. I don't care, but no one's gonna hit me. Um, she calms me down. We go to sleep in the room with her. We wake up in the morning. I'm still angry. Brayo comes back. Oh, he's crying on his knees. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was so drunk. I don't even remember what happened. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, maybe we were too drunk. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe it was just the alcohol, right? And then we keep going with the same life, drinking, having party, having a lot of parties, having fun. um and it happened again. He hit me, and it was so bad that I woke up in the morning. I had a black eye. It was bad. My eye was so swollen, like it felt like it looked like there was a marble banta ilikuwa hapa ndani ya macho. It was so swollen. I couldn't even open it. I had a headache. My mom, for you guys who don't know, I have two moms. So my stepmom had connected me to some lady who had found me a job. And because I remember I had lost my I had lost my work already at this point, my house. They didn't know this, but they just knew my contract was over because it was. So I couldn't go to that work because I had a black eye that did not heal for like a week. And then and because of that, I was like so embarrassed of myself. I couldn't even leave the house to like go anywhere because like it's embarrassing to have to walk around with a black eye and start what people will start asking questions, or like how would people look at you and stuff. I would try, like it was so at this point I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh my god, I always heard about black eyes. I thought it was like just a name, but I really had a black eye. And then after like another week, I got another black eye. So I had two black eyes. And then Grace came, like we were still partying, like people were like, oh my god, this is not. So at this point, I'm starting to learn that this guy is a narcissist. He was a very controlling narcissist. And the thing is, you don't know about these people until they start showing. At the first like moments you're still meeting or still talking or still knowing each other, they won't show you their true self until like they feel like they have you in control. So at this at this point, this guy knew she doesn't have a place to go right now. It's Corona time. Borders are closed. She's not going back to her home. She doesn't have her own home right now. So where is she going? So he had me under his stamp, and I'm like, my thing was like, I can't tell any friends and family, like, because I was embarrassed. I felt so embarrassed. I felt so belittled. I didn't even like recognize myself anymore at this point. So I just gave up, and I decided to stay. Um it will happen after this person will get angry for someone just saying hi to you. And like, was that man saying hi to you? And then he'll start like yelling. I'm like, okay, calm down. First of all, he said hi. I did not even reply. He was jealous over everything. If you don't know what a narcissist is go and Google research about it. He had everything in that list. Oh my god. I remember like we were not even eating so well. I was so skinny. I weighed like 40 kgs. Can you imagine? I weighed like 40 kgs. So it went on like that, just being in an abusive it was so bad that even his best friend, they'll like come to his whenever they came to party and they saw me like that, they'll be like, Grace, let's go. This is his best friend who like lived in Sokimau too. I will never forget this guy. I always say like whenever I make it really good, I'm gonna look for him. I'm gonna find him. Cause he was there for me like a brother, like when I felt like I didn't have anyone. And this was his best friend. So his name was Ken. I love that guy. So Ken will come to me, and the other one was Mutisia. Mutisia was a funny drunk. I used to love those guys. They were his best friends. They'll come, they'll be like, no. And then Ken had this, like these hizi manyumba zimejengwa na mabati, the iron sheet houses. They're just single rooms made of iron sheet. So Ken was living in one of those houses. So I will like call him at night when I was beaten, and he will come pick me up. He'll come like, and we'll just walk to his house, and he'll make me sleep in the bed while he sleep on his couch. It was a small couch, like a two-seater. He'll sleep there, and he'll make me sleep on the not the bed. He had a mattress. It was like a bad life, guys. I'll sleep there in the morning. I'll find like he made tea, and like he has to go to work. He'll go to work and stuff, and I'll stay with him for like 2 days or 3 days, and then I had like friends outside of those iron. Let me tell you something. One day I'll just go back to this place. If it will still be the same, I'll show you. Like in that all those iron sheet houses, there's a field, and then there's a road. On the road, there's like some kiosk kibanda where like they sell changa, or like there's some small kibanda for food, cheap food. And then when you cross the road, you walk a few meters down. That's where like Brian's house was. So I had met, because I'm a very friendly person, very social, chatty person when I'm outside. I'm extroverted when I'm outside, with like meeting people. So I used to have like a lot of people around the area just know me and be friendly to me, and because they like me, I will actually get free food or free. I'll go to a shop because I didn't have money for breakfast or anything, I'll go there. I'm like, can I get some like bread and milk, and then I'll pay you. And they'll be like, yeah. I'll take like food for like a whole week, and then whenever I got the money after a week, I'll I'll pay them. So they trusted me. They liked me. They didn't even care if I got it or not. So um I decided at this time I'm not gonna like I'm going to get some money and get myself a iron sheet house. I was like I'm not going back to this guy. So I got myself that next to just near neighboring to Ken's place. There was more iron sheet houses. I got myself nyumba ya mabati. Nikaenda nikaenda kuishi kwa nyumba ya mabati. Um I had some like mattress and stuff left from my old house. Can you imagine like how life went so bad like in a very short amount of time? Um, so I went to stay there. I will stay there. Then during the day, I'll just hang out with like the friends I made outside. We'll just talk, have a few drinks, smoke weed, smoke some weed, and And I had there's this girl that I met one time in at Two Rivers. I won't say her name because she's a high end escort. I didn't know. I just thought she was so pretty, and like she was like goals. I was like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. You're like, she's like, I'm just here shopping and stuff. So she said, I remember she told me she lived in Sukima. One time I called her. I called this lady. She showed up driving a Mercedes. We were playing pool. We used to go like play pool a lot with like Brian and friends. They were like, "Oh my God, Grace, how do you know such a rich, cool girl?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Yep." I didn't even like say anything because like. So, anyways, this girl sees me with a black eye. She's like, "Grace, you cannot." And they had like marks on my body. She was like, "Grace, you cannot stay like this. Just tell me when." So I was like, "Oh, maybe she's gonna help me out." And, like, she had like a fancy house. She was like so extremely rich. Oh, like, oh my god, how did you make it? Like, you have to teach me. Like, I need to like leave this place. Only to find out she was a high class escort. She called me. She's like, we're going out. We have someone extra. Do you wanna join? I was like, I was tempted to go. I have a headache. Sorry. I was tempted to go, but I was living with Brian, who was an abusive person. I did not want to leave in the middle of the night to ask me where I was going, and I didn't know what to say. Well, I'm going to be an escort. So I did not go, and I think this girl gave up on me. She was like, she's not living that. Yeah. But she was a cool person. She was a really cool person. Happy for her. Happy for all escorts. Good job, I think. You're doing good for yourself. Oh my god. Guys, let me tell you something. One thing I cannot do is be an escort or like have an older person as a boyfriend or as a man. As my man. That was very hard for me to do even then because someone who was like more than 10 years, like, who would just look older than me, way too old to be my boyfriend, I will not even entertain. It was it was disgusting to me to think about it. So mimi kazi ya masponyo singeweza kufanya. Singeweza kusurvive. Singeweza. A friend of mine did it. She's doing oh my god, she's still doing. She has a lot of surgeries right now. She looks like wacha nisiongee, maybe ataona hapa akasiriki. Anyways, she looks like, you know. Anyways, that's not the story. So back to my story. At this time, we were me and Brian were back and forth because like he'll run out of money and nothing. He'll come back to me to my iron house, and he will not leave. I'm telling you, he'll stay. He was not embarrassed at all, and he was always the right person, the person in the right in the whole group. Everyone else is wrong. He's the know-it-all. Like he wants to be like he was a complete narcissist. He will come like at my iron kwenye bangu ya mabati kwa mlango. Unajua sati this place is not like you can refuse to open the door. You can just kick it and it's open. Imetengenezwa na mabati na mbao. So he'll come there, he'll stay there the whole day. Let me tell you guys, kuishi kwenye mabati hapana, usikie huko ndani. Let me tell you something. In mabati, you'll stay inside the whole day. Not even the whole day. When the morning after you remember Nisiokimau, jua ikiamka asubuhi ni hivyo. You cannot stay. You have to stay naked in that house because the heat. You are like in an oven because it's iron sheet plus the sun is too much plus you're in Sokimau. I used to stay naked in that house because you'll sweat and sweat. Anyway, um, the rent for that house was 2,500 a month. So I will leave. After Brian will come, obviously, beg, cry, and I don't know how they do this. They cry. They literally, you see tears, begging, and I'm so sorry. I will never do it again. I don't know. It's the devil. Oh, me with my soft heart. Oh, maybe no one understands. Maybe he has a problem. Maybe he needs someone to be there for him. I'll be there for him. Yeah. Let me tell you, once reality check, like once reality checks in, you're like, no, maybe someone else is supposed to take care of you, not me. Me and Brian will go back and forth. I will go, he'll come, beg. We'll go stay because of the heat. I will not stand it. I'll go stay with him. After like few days, we are fighting again. I'll go back to my iron sheet. It was so bad one time. Like he was like beating me, and like we were running around the house. He broke my phone. Literally, just picked it up. He crashed it on the floor. I was like, the moment I'm getting out of this house, I'm running to the police station because this girl Grace, she told me, you're gonna die in this house. If you keep staying, you're going to die. He's going to kill you. I was like, I don't think so. At this time, I was so, I don't know, immature or just stupid or just like too manipulated. I was too manipulated to the point of like, I'm like, even when people are judging him, I'm like, maybe he needs help. Maybe like he needs to be understood. I'm like, eh. So I went to the police station after that. I reported him. He got arrested. He was put in a cell in Syokimau, and then they begged me.
I just a wall.
Let me finish telling the story and then I'll come play. Okay? Okay, go play with your sister. Sister is calling you. I'll come play with you after I'm done. So at this time, I let him stay there the whole night. The next day, I withdrew my case, so he was free again. He was like, I can't believe you actually got me arrested. Blah 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 blah. And we went back and forth, back and forth. It was like a bad relationship for like 6 months. So this one time, this is when everything changed for me. It was Nalani, no. This is when everything changed for me. At this time, he will get angry for the stupidest reason ever. Even if I don't know. It was so bad. And he will cheat on me also. And deny it like I was crazy. And I was like, oh, maybe I am overthinking. Nalani, stop. And I'll be like, maybe I am overthinking. And it was just clear as day he was cheating. There was at this time hey, like nilipiti yako. There was this moment his ex came. I was living in the house and he said I was just a friend. And you know what? I was so tired that I didn't even argue or fight. I will let them do whatever they did. I'll just watch. People come around, people are partying, they're like, Grace, what's going on? I'm like, I don't care at this point. Just let him have his fun. Because, like, and his ex had already gone through this before. Nalani, give it to her. Don't make her cry. Give her. Nalani, the ex had already gone through all of this before for 2 years and she still came back. I'm like, she's crazier than I am. Because, like, or this guy is just too manipulative to like make someone come back. I was like, if I'm leaving for good. I don't want mess Nalani. I cleaned up already, so no.
I'm done. If I'm done, I can put it back.
No. Anyways, so the ex will come back, we'll be partying, having fun still. And sometimes they'll even like go out to party. I will not care. I grew a very thick skin in such a short amount of time. Like even I was like, what in the world is going on with me? I was like, I don't care. Let him live his life. I'm not going to like start arguing with him, then get beaten for no reason, for asking questions. I'll let them do whatever. I'll live in the same house, sleep on the couch, they'll sleep in the bedroom. Yeah. When she leaves, he'll be like, hi, babe. I'm like, I'll just be like, I had at this time, at this point, I'm like, I'm just like persevering and trying to come up with an exit plan on how I'll live. So the moment it came to an end was when one time, it was a night. I remember that's when I called out on God with like a very, a- in a way I've never called out on God. I did not scream or shout. It was just so, it was out of my soul when you're calling out to God. This person was beating me severely. He will beat me, punch me. He threw me on the floor, started kicking me. Have you ever been beaten so much that you don't even feel like you don't even cry anymore? You're just letting it happen so that it's done, so that it gets done. I was on the floor being beaten and I just stopped crying. I'm like, God, what is this? What kind of life is this? Why am I going through this? So I stopped crying. He's still beating me on the floor, kicking me up, picking me up, throwing me to the other side. It was bad. If this was recorded, it would have been bad. It was bad, I'm telling you. So I'm like, God, once I leave this place, it's just me and me by myself. I'm never going to date anyone. And if I do date someone, you're going to send me a man that will love me like it's his calling to do so. Like this man will love me like that was his calling. This man will take care of me and love me. And this person finished beating me off. I stand up, I go sit on the couch. It was a chair. I sat down. I'm just thinking, what am I going to do from here? Because I cannot keep living like this. I'm not going to survive if I keep living like this for long. So I sat there, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do. This narcissistic, psychopathic idiot of a man comes to me because I was sitting like this on the chair, just bending my head down. He comes to me. He's like, babe, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know you make me do this. I'm like, what? In my head, I'm like, what are you talking about? How do I make you beat me? For something that sometimes it was just something that it wasn't even anything. It was just him with his own insecurities on me. And I don't know. I was just like, I didn't do anything. And then he'll be like, are you serious? You didn't do anything? You made me do it. Then it started again to be something of an argument over me saying I didn't do anything. Nalani? No. Anyway, so and at this point, I looked and at this point I'm like, okay, maybe I did it. Maybe he's like, maybe it's not. Maybe you did. You made me do it. And then he punches me. He punches me again, and I blocked it, and because I blocked it, he had his hand. He's like, oh my god, you just had my hand. I'm like, what? Oh my god. At this point, I'm like, this person is a psychopath because he hit me. I blocked because it was my face. I already had like black eyes. My head is swollen on one side, and then I'm trying to protect that place so it doesn't keep hurting or it doesn't get worse. You hit my hand, and then like because I blocked it, you're like saying I hurt you. I'm like, what? What? This person is crazy. So at this point, I'm like, oh my god, no, I'm leaving this place. I'm leaving this place. So eh. So this guy and at this point when he punches me because I hurt him, he starts hitting me because I hurt him. So in my head I'm just like I just stayed like this and he was just punching me until he got tired. He went to sit down or left for a smoke, and they just sat there, not even crying, because I got like so used to being beaten. Like I'm just done crying, I'm just having to survive the pain. So the next day I leave, go back to my Mabati house. It was always there. That's when we had an argument. I would leave to go sleep there. So I went to sleep there. There's a time before I got the Mabati house. Um, we had a fight, and I would leave because I wouldn't because he would hit me. I would leave in the middle of the night, and there was a kiosk or kibanda around the area, so I went there in the middle of the night and sat there in cold alone in the darkness. I texted a friend of mine. She came and picked me. She came and took me to her house. She also lived in one of those places. Um, so I went to her house. She was going through the same thing. She was in an abusive relationship with someone who had employed her to sell changa. They were dating. This guy had his own wife. She was serving the changa for him, but they were also dating. He was abusive, blah blah blah. And then we were in her house. We were because he always had like some drink in the house. We were drinking the whole night, and then she. This is when I had this song. Nadia. No, Nandi. Nandi was singing this song. Nikumbushe wangu wako wakati wa magumu. Nikumbushe wewe. This song has a very deep meaning. I wish I still I think it's on my other phone, but my husband is fixing it for me because I broke the screen. Um, how the inaitwaje? Nikumbushe uwezo wako wakati wa magumu. Kumbushe uwepo wako ili nikusifu. Niimbe wimbo wa sifa katikati ya machozi. Niimbe wimbo wa sifa katikati ya machozi. I remember this song. At that point I started crying. I'm like, yeah, God. Remind me who you were in the middle of my crisis. So
Nana got some two fishes.
um, I went to my place, my Mabati place, after being beaten. And then the next morning, I wasn't feeling so good because he kept hitting my, like I was on the floor when he was kicking me, like so badly. So I felt pain in my stomach everywhere. I went to a pharmacy or a chemist and I got some painkillers. But the lady told me to take a pregnancy test. She was like, "Can you just try and test yourself because some of the things you're telling me matches up." So I took a pregnancy test and I was pregnant, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So I didn't tell this guy. I went home back to my Bati house. Um, thank God for my parents. I have amazing parents who will be there for me even at my worst. Like even if I'm like the worst daughter in that moment, they'll still love me and they'll still try and be there for me. So thank God for my parents. I called my dad. I told my dad I was pregnant, and it wasn't like they also had rumors that it wasn't. And it was just not a good situation to be in. I didn't tell him about the abuse or the violence. I didn't tell him. I didn't tell anyone. So only the people who were around me who would see what was happening, and those people knew, but they were not really my friends. They were from his side. So um, my dad sent my one of my a family member. You remember the borders were closed at this time. It was around April, May. The borders were still closed. You couldn't go unless you had a pass. So I think this family member had one. He drove to Nairobi, came to pick me up. And at this time, Brian was trying to convince my parents on phone that, oh, I want to stay with her, oh, I'll take care of her. My dad was like, take care of her, how? Do you know my dad? My dad was like, take care of her, how? So, yeah, I left with my clothes. I left everything else. Everything else I left. Uh, I went back home to my parents pregnant. I was so skinny. My mom told me one time that she saw me and she felt like crying. She couldn't believe how skinny I was. I gave birth to my daughter. Not birth. I had a CS. I had a C-section with my daughter, my first daughter. Her name is Nalani. Oh wait, yeah. And then at around I was because I had a C-section, I was at home the whole time. I couldn't do a lot of things. And the baby was still like young, so I would spend a lot of time at home doing nothing, just watching and like taking care of the baby. So I went online just for fun, online dating, because I was too bored. I couldn't leave, go anywhere or anything. So I was too bored. I wanted like to talk to people. So I started like, Nalani, make that mess and clean it up. Anachafanga nyumba na matoys kila mahali alafu hataki kuclean. So I went online, started like talking to people. In August, I met my husband, my now husband. My baby was 6 months old. I'll never forget this. It was August 3rd when we started talking. And then August 5th, we said I love you. Where? September, he sent me money I think to try and, I think for my, I think it was for my passport or something. To get a passport, he wanted like me to come visit him in the US, but it didn't happen. There's a whole lot of process with the visa and stuff. Um, After in January, he was supposed to come in December, but in January the next year he came. My daughter was 11 months. We stayed together for 4 months. He left for 6 months, came back 5 months. He left 6 months, came back 6 months. And that's in those 6 months we had our baby. My second born, she was born last year, but 2023. Yeah, December. Wow, time moves so fast. Oh, that was a rush. So when my daughter was 6 months old, in August when I met my now husband, like I told you, I went online just for fun or trying to date because I knew I wasn't going to meet them in either way. But I met my husband and it was something serious. On the first day we talked, we actually called each other soulmate. I was like, "Hi soulmate." I'm like, "Hi soulmate. How are you?" So, what's your name? What's your full name? That's how we like knew each other. We were like, "Hi soulmate. Hi soulmate. I want your full name." Blah blah blah. But those are the first words we say to each other. It's something I always remember. Um, this in the in August September, when my daughter was 7 months old, Brian died. Yep. Brayo wa kunipiga mateke na mangumi na makila kitu. Brayo died. The sister called me and she was like, "Hi, mimi ni sister Brayo." Nikaambia, "Oh, okay." And then she was like, kuna makaratasi zingine, there's some papers I'm looking for na sijui penye ziko, sijui kama unaweza jua vile ulikuwa unakaa huku. Naambia makaratasi gani? Akajaribu kuexplain. I didn't understand what papers she was looking for. Then she was like, yeah, but yeah, Brayo left. Brayo ameenda. Nikamwambia ameenda wapi? Si mtafute in my mind I'm like, see, and nikamwambia ameenda wapi? Where did he go? In my mind I'm like, if he left, like look for him to come find the papers, he will know where the papers are. But then she was like, yeah, alienda jana usiku, amekufa. Alienda jana usiku. Nikamwambia alienda wapi? Where? Like where did he go? And then like she was like, yeah, he's gone, he's dead. He's gone. I was like, what? I did not even believe it. So I asked around with people who still lived there. They told me he was sick. He was very sick. Kept complaining about his stomach. They took him to a clinic. Then he was supposed to be taken to Kenyatta or something because like he was like in pain, in so much pain. Kept complaining about the stomach, and he died the next day. So I was like, oh okay. At this point, remember, when I left, me and him, I left and I kept my promise to God. I was like, I'm not going back. I was like, he kept calling me like a stalker every fucking day. Sorry, every day he will call me. I told him, me and you are done. We're done, 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 like done. So yeah, he died. He died out of like liver failure or something. Too much alcohol. Too much alcohol. Let me tell you something. Brian will drink way too much, like extremely. Brian, like after, like you know how like you finish alcohol, like you're all done with the alcohol. Brian will take old bottles, put them upside down like this, so that he collects every extra drop that is left in that bottle. Oh my god, like he will love alcohol so bad. Yeah, that was the end of Brian. And my daughter thankfully gained a dad out of my now husband. He's been the only dad she knows since she was a baby. She knows no one else other than my husband as a dad. And my husband loves her so much. Ever since she was a baby, he loves her. He adores her. Like I think like I'm so blessed. Even like after going all through all that, I have a blessing out of it. And now I am happily married with two kids, a husband, a beautiful home, a loving husband. Um, it's a nice It's a nice feeling to finally just talk about this in the past tense and not have any bad feelings or grudge or like any bitter feelings over my past. Because after I left Brian, I told him after a few months when the baby was around 4 months, I told him I actually forgive you for everything you did to me. And I told God I forgive you. But I'm not taking you back. He kept saying, "Oh, forgive me, forgive me." I'm like, I forgive you. I actually forgive you. I'm not holding anything. I forgave you every time you finished beating me. I didn't want to keep it in me. I didn't want to keep that pain, that hatred in me. I didn't want. It will have weighed on me so much and depressed me. Instead, me letting go and forgiving just lifted my spirit up and made me feel I wasn't depressed after that. Um,
What?
so wow, that's cool. So if you're going through an abusive marriage relationship, you're not alone. You're not the first one, and you won't be the last one. But I would advise you to leave because that's the only way you can actually survive out of this. Especially if you're dating Nalani, especially if you're dating a narcissist, you it will end badly. You'll have broken bones. You'll have. Let me tell you something. Out of that relationship, this side, this part of my nose, if I touch it here, it there's like a pain still because of from the black eyes that I got. I got a lot of black eyes. I still have like this area right here, right here. I'm always saying like when I get rich, I'll go and get checked out because like it's painful. It's a bit not too much painful. I can press on it, but it's umai kukuwa na mguu imeganda. Ukikalia mguu sana, ukikalia mguu sana alafu ukisimama ukanyage hivi chini unasikia kama unadungwa dungwa na mashindano. Those mashindano. It's a tingly feeling. There, it's a bit painful. It feels swollen. Anyways, I was sharing this story just to spread awareness, share my story, and say to people who are I've talked a lot to people who are going through this kind of relationship, abusive relationship, whether it's mentally or physically, but especially verbal. If it starts small, starts verbally, mentally, then it goes physical. Sometimes it ends up in death. A lot of them ends up in death. So there, Nalani, pick this up. Go play on there. You're making noise here. Reach out to people who can be there for you when you need them, who can advise you and who can actually help you out. If you feel like you can't talk to anyone, just there are some helplines online. Look for one. If you feel like you need to talk to someone or you need to share your story, you can reach me out on my IG or on my TikTok or my email. You'll find them on my what is it called? On my about area on YouTube here. But I will advise people who are in abusive relationships to just leave, especially if you've been there for a long time. And if it's just starting, don't overlook anything. Just leave. Just leave. Because Nalani, enough. Put them away. You're going to break stuff. Okay, thank you. Don't overlook anything. Especially if it's in the starting area, a starting age or starting point. If it's not too much, the more you stay, the more they take advantage because they know that the more they manipulate you, the more they know you're not going anywhere. You know. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something from this, and I help someone out there. You can leave. You don't have to stay because there's more for you out there. God always has a plan for you. It doesn't mean you're doomed to be with that person. No, there's better people out there for you. My life is proof of that. God has better things for you out there. So goodbye. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. And like the video. Leave some comments down there. And that's it for today. Bye.
Bye.
Come say bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. This is Nalani, the daughter I got pregnant from that relationship. She's my heart.
But I just cried.
You cry?
Yeah.
Give mommy kiss you.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
Yeah.
You were not even there when it happened. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes, I am.
It's a story time. I'll tell you when you're grown, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, when you're grown up. When you grow up old enough, I'll tell you.
But I don't want. I can cry. Even
You don't want?
Yeah.
Well, you'll decide if you want to hear it when you're old enough, okay?
I can put on my shots and my hair.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't like. I can get hurt.
Okay.
I'm just go play with fridging.
Okay, bye.